Hello, welcome to More Faith with Kisha. My first name is Kisha and my last name is Moore. And on this channel, we talk all things, most things, faith. I love to give my faith testimonies to motivate, inspire, and to encourage you to keep the faith in your dreams and never give up. Amen. So this is part 2 of dropping out of high school, but later going to college and getting my bachelor's degree. So if you haven't watched the first part of the video, I'll walk you through the process of being, I guess you can say, not I guess, being abused in preschool by the teachers, being mistreated, and all throughout elementary, junior high, high school, just being passed through by the school system, not doing any work, not desiring school, not desiring to step foot in school. So go back and watch that video. This is part 2. Part 1, I ended with dropping out of high school and just at 17 and just working at a call center. So now I'm working at the call center. A lot happened in that time of my life. Like I ended up being homeless at like 19 years old. I started living from like friend to friend, going to different family members' home until I think I was age 20 years old when I moved with my auntie and uncle in Burbank. And that changed my life for the better. Oh my gosh, that was like a blessing. So once I moved with my auntie and uncle, my uncle told me, he was like, you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to worry about any bills. The only thing you need to do, you need to work or you need to go to school. And guess what? I went to work and I enrolled in a junior college. And it was so interesting because my cousin at the time, she was like a year and a half younger than me. And I remember she took, because I didn't even know how to enroll in like college. Junior college. I thought I wasn't able to go to junior college because I didn't have a high school diploma, but that wasn't the case. So I ended up enrolled. Well, my cousin, she took me to LA Valley College. This is in Southern California. She chose all my classes for me. And again, be humble. If some people are younger than you, you can learn from people who are younger than you. My cousin is younger than me, and she's the one who picked all my classes and walked me through the steps because I didn't know what I was doing. So she picked all my classes like, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're just going to take your general education classes right now until you figure out what you want to do, what your major is going to be. So I enrolled and I started going to junior college. And while I was there, I wanted to also get my GED, my general education diploma, because again, I dropped out of out of high school at the age of 17. So I enrolled in the program to also, while in the junior college, I also enrolled in another program to get my GED. And so I ended up taking the test. I passed everything except for the math because I was never strong at math. But then I studied a few weeks, went back, passed, and then I ended up getting my general education diploma. So got my GED. I was so happy to do that. For me, that was a big accomplishment because it's like, you know what, when you drop out of high school, sometimes people will make you feel like you're not smart or you're dumb, but they don't know the life that you live. They don't know what caused you to drop out or what traumatic experiences that you had. So now I felt like I was accomplishing some goals. And just being in a different environment, being around a family that was actually structured, it helped me to become more structured in my life. Like my cousin, it was her and her brother, like just watching them, hanging out with them, being around them, like that encouraged me to do better. And thank God for my auntie and uncle at that time. Like if you guys have nieces, nephews, whoever it is, cousins, if you can help them in any way, help them because you just don't know the impact that would have on their life. Like that impacted my life in such a positive way. So now I'm in going to the junior college. I know I'm like talking all over, but going to the junior college. However, I still had bad habits from elementary, junior high, and high school. I still didn't like school, but I was just there. I was working as well, but then I was there. But I would always start the semester with like 4 classes. Like, okay, I'm about to get straight A's. I'm gonna do all my work. When the semester was over, I would always end up with just 1 class. So I was dropping a lot of the classes or just stopping, just stop going to classes because I didn't have any discipline. I went years without any discipline in school and it didn't change. But then and I was one of those kids or those young adults that was at that junior college for like years. And it's like, okay, is this girl ever gonna like finish? Is she ever gonna move on or transition? Like, but I was there. But one of the things I will say is I just wouldn't give up. Even though I was starting the semester with 4 classes, and by the end of the semester with 1 class, I still was going. I was still consistent. I was there. I just needed to be there. Something about being in the environment that you don't want to be in, but is helpful to you, just being in that environment. Like they say, sometimes when you don't want to go to the gym and you go to the gym and you're around everybody else who's working out, you know, it motivates you. So I was still motivated. And I remember I felt like God was pressing upon me to do more with my life. That this whole going to the junior college every year, you know, taking 4 classes at the end of the semester, dropping all the classes, like God required more of me. And I remember just praying and like, God, like, what do you want me to do at this point? What's my next? What's the next level? Like, what do I need to do? And I remember God told me to go and get my bachelor's degree at a Christian college. So to transfer to a university. And in my mind, I'm like, how am I going to transfer to a university? And my GPA is so low and like, they're not going to accept me. And if God tells you to do something, just do it. Like, it may not make sense. You may not know what he's doing, but just do what he tells you to do. Because if he's telling you to do it, he's telling you for a reason. So I remember talking to somebody and I was like, hey, do you know any like Christian colleges? And they started naming a few colleges. And there was one college that stood out to me, and it was in Santa Clarita, and it was called the Master's College. The Master, Father God, the Master of the universe. So that's a Christian college. And I remember I was like, dang, it's just something about the name of this school that is standing out to me. It's just something about it. So I inquired. I went online, Google, you know, the Master's College, and I was like, okay, like I'm going to schedule an appointment with an academic professor and talk to them about my grades, talk to them about what I want to do, and see if they will accept me. So I went, scheduled the appointment, filled out the application, and they put me on academic probation. So I basically had to get my GPA up within a certain period, or you know, they would kick me out of the school. But I was committed because years of just, you know, being an underachiever, years of just giving up, years of not performing at my best, it was like, I want something different. And I know that God is requiring something different and something more out of me. And again, just not giving up. So I enrolled. And I think I transferred with like 33 to 36 units. All those years I was going to that junior college, I should have had way more units. However, you know, it's all good. So I transferred with like 33, 36 units, and I loved it. I felt like there was so much accountability at that school, and especially it being a Christian college. Like, you don't want to be the Christian girl that's being an underachiever, turning in your work late, not performing at your best. The teachers were very present. It was like family. And I remember I still had some bad habits. I wasn't 100%, but I was committed to finishing what I started. So within 3 years of transferring, I actually graduated and I received my bachelor's degree in liberal studies because I thought I was going to be a teacher or something else, just something general. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I received my bachelor's degree in liberal studies. And I remember the day of graduation when I was standing in line to walk across that stage and get my college degree. I had a conversation with God in my head, my mind. It was just us. And I was like, God, I was like, dang, like we made it. Like, you've been with me. You didn't give up on me. You pushed me. You motivated me. You encouraged me. You sent the right people in my life to help me throughout the way. And it was just like a moment that I had with God, where it was just us. Like he's always been there. When those teachers were mean to me in preschool, when they were just passing me through in elementary, junior high, and high school. And I remember when God told me when I was a little girl, you're going to go to college and you're going to get a degree. And at that time, I didn't understand. It made no sense. But now they call my name and I walk across the stage. And it was so funny because my mom was there and my grandma, like all my family was there. And my mom was so proud of me. She was yelling so. My mom, she's very interesting. She's very funny. So I remember she was yelling so loud and she almost fell out the chair, like, rooting and cheering me on. My family was there. But it was one of those moments. It was like the proudest moments of my life because I accomplished what I didn't think I would accomplish. Like, I stepped on the enemy's head when I went back to school. Everything that he tried to stop me from doing when I was in when I was in preschool, all the bad seeds that he tried to use to sow into my life when those teachers were being mean to me, making me feel like I wasn't good enough, trying to discourage me, try to make me be mediocre in my life, try to, all those things, like it was a wrap. It was a wrap. So here's my point. I want to encourage you to never give up. No matter how hard it may be, no matter how hard it may seem, no matter where you started, it doesn't matter where you started. It matters where you end, and just continue to go, right? Everything doesn't always start off this glamorous way. And it couldn't even be school. It could be something else that God, is putting on your heart to do. And you feel like maybe you're not good enough, or maybe you stopped doing it years ago and you don't know how to get back in it, or maybe people are going to laugh at you because it's like, oh, here she goes again with another idea. Whatever it is, whatever your dreams are, accomplish it. Like, never give up. You have nothing to lose if you continue to go, but you have everything to lose if you don't, because you never know what's on the other side. I dropped out of high school at 17 and I got my bachelor's degree at the age of 33. So it wasn't like I was still young and in my 20s. The only difference is, like, I just never gave up. Even when I was going to that junior high for all those years, starting a semester with 4 classes, ending with 1 class, it was better than ending with no class and no unit. I didn't give up. God is always encouraging and pushing and motivating me to let me know, like, baby girl, I called you for more than that. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people think. Like, you are my daughter. And it is the same thing. Whoever you are watching, like, you are God's daughter. Do not give up. Do not give up. You will and you can accomplish your dreams if you just put in the work and you put in the effort, and just pray and ask God to send the people in your life who's going to help you. You may not know what to do, but he'll always send the help. If you're willing, God is always willing. Okay? So stay blessed. Keep the faith. Thank you for watching More Faith with Kisha. Bye.